So I invite, like I've done, I have a candle here and my little objects to support my energy to feel um, comfortable and sensual, and to mark like, okay, this is my time and I'm here to enjoy it. And so I invite you also to, it's your evening, you're coming to this call, and my hope is that you feel uh, nourished by the space, and maybe you want to support this by adjusting the lighting and putting a candle or whatever makes you feel like, okay, this is my space and I'm gonna enjoy it. So we're gonna begin with just a little meditation to bring us back to ourselves. So I invite us to close our eyes, and wherever we are, just very simply connecting with our breath the way it is right now, without needing to change it, just engaging with it, noticing it. I invite that the in-breath is through the nose, and noticing how it enters the body and where the invitations are in the body as the in-breath enters, where in our bodies, where are we receiving the in-breath, and being with that, and enjoying. Oh yes, the breath is now filling my lungs, and I notice my heart space opening, and oh yeah, it's entering my belly space, and oh yeah, I can connect a little bit further down under the belly, our sexual organs, becoming aware of our legs and our feet, and becoming aware of gravity, the earth underneath, noticing the gravitational pull, and enjoying that gravitational pull, feeling our structure, our bones, how they are supporting us. And with that, maybe we can very gently just begin to imagine that we are naturally supported by our structure. Yes, we all have our tensions and our holdings and our contractions. We all have them, they are there. And that's okay. We're not trying to pay too much attention to that. It's just putting our imagination as if we are being naturally supported by our structure, and inviting that sensation, like how does it feel when I imagine that I am trusting my body fully to support me, and surrendering to the gravitational pull. And as we exhale, we connect with that sense of emptying, that kind of natural letting go that happens when we exhale. And naturally, as we exhale through the mouth, our front line, our belly button area, and is kind of sinking in towards the spine. And then the next in breath comes, and maybe there is a little bit more space, more opening. Enjoying that possibility of expansion that the in breath is bringing, the inhalation. And again, exhaling, letting go. And as we go through these natural cycles of death, rebirth, every time we inhale and exhale, we begin to drop deeper and deeper into our own experience, gradually opening our senses to include the airs, the particle of the air that surrounds us, to engage with the pores of our skin and how they are in contact with the particles of the air that surround us. And if we start noticing that space in between, we can begin to open a bit more, to extend our sensational awareness and to include more of what is already here. And always returning to the breath. And from here, we're gonna extend our awareness from the top of our head as an extension of our spine, imagining an axis that is going all the way up to the sky. So imagine from the top of your head, your energy extending up, 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 and keep following that upward journey beyond the stratosphere, up all the way up to the cosmos. And there is a place up there for each one of us that is our sky home. We have an earth home and we have a sky home. And this sky home has a different sensation. It doesn't feel earthy. It feels ethereal. It feels more of the sky. Yet it has a really pleasant sensation, and it's actually our healing place. So keep extending your energy up until you have touched it, and open your energy to receive. So becoming aware of our body being a bridge between earth and sky. So maybe we feel from the waist down the gravitational pull, and extending from the bottom of our feet, our roots, all the way down to the center of the earth. And from the waist up, as if someone is pulling us through a thread towards the sky, effortlessly, and receiving from both places. So from here, I will invite you to gradually open your eyes, and whilst you open your eyes, try to be aware of your breath, and um, and keep following the pleasure thread inside your body. You may want to do light movements as I'm talking. So whatever your own energy, like maybe you want to touch your hands, or you feel like rubbing your shoulders or your feet. You can even massage your feet as I'm talking. Just be with yourself, nourish yourself during our time together. And if you feel like you're being pulled outside of yourself and focusing too much on me or other people, just keep gently inviting yourself back to your breath, and to your body, and like being here with your body, because this is your time and you are your own authority and you're here. Um, as you all know, we are equal, our spirits are equal. We are all our own authorities. There is no one else in the world that is more powerful than us. We are all equal. I'm here because I have an experience on a subject and I'm sharing my experience with you. And that's that. There is nothing more. So we are all used to, including everyone, myself, everyone, we're used to focus, put the attention outside of ourself. Like, in a way, there are small betrayals that happen in our day to day, that we give our power away to things, um, and people and situations, and we lose ourselves in the process. So what I feel I want to create here, most of all, is a space for you to be with yourself as much as possible, although I'll be talking. So, and at any point, if you have questions, so we will notice you and I will interrupt my flow so I can engage with whatever question arises. First of all, I'm really excited to be here at this time of year, and it's like a turning point seasonally. In the Celtic tradition, it's called Samhain, and it's a transition time, and I feel it very much. And especially today, I don't know if the moon is full, but it looks very full from the window. And today was the first day of heavy rain after I don't know how many months here. And I'm at the top floor, and there is this window, and I can have almost 180 degrees view. And the sky is like lightning everywhere, and there's the clouds, and it's very atmospheric. And it feels very much like the energies of the season are here with us in this call. And yeah, people refer to this time as like the time of the witches and things, but it's a transition to a time of letting go, and which takes us to the December solstice, which is when the days start getting longer again, and it's like that is the point where we are preparing for the rebirth that is fully present in the springtime. So this is, let's say, that transition, of death, rebirth, which in the psychological cycle of death, rebirth, is the point that psychologists call acceptance. So the death the death cycle includes denial, includes anger. So denial meaning if there is, let's say, a sudden loss or a sudden change or a loss, it could be anything, a person, relationship, work, something that we experience as loss in our lives, friendship, whatever. Then there is a stage where, as if it's like a shock, and we're not really in relationship with that something is happening or is time for it to go. And then we have a stage of anger, where we can be angry with ourselves or angry with the other person. And then there is the bargaining. So we're not quite ready to let go. So we are trying to find ways to make it work. And so we're still trying to kind of hang on to what is naturally dying from our lives. And these stages are not necessarily linear, right? It can be, in my experience at least, although they're presented as linear, in my experience, they can happen a little bit like popcorn. So then we have the stage of depression, where we enter despair, deep sadness. And then we have the threshold of acceptance after we fought so much, and which is all natural, by the way. There comes a point where we are ready, we have been worked a lot, and we are ready to accept the situation, to accept what is right now. And like, for example, and then the rebirth process begins, and that has stages too. So for example, that to me is directly relevant to manifestation, because often we connect with what we want to manifest, meaning a desire that we have, that we want it to happen. And usually what let's say the ego mind does is that happens, we identify something that we desire as an opposite, let's say, also as a contrast to what we don't want. So that is, it's like a reaction, so I'm in a, let's say, uncomfortable financial situation, or I am not happy at my work, or my relationship is not working, or my partner has just left, or I've left the partner, whatever. So now I'm trying to create the new thing in relationship to what I don't want. So I'm not comfortable I want more money because I'm not actually comfortable the way things are now. So I'm like trying to find ways to 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 generate more money. And that's the trap, because that it doesn't happen as an organic desire. It's just a reaction to something that we haven't managed to come into full relationship with. And that's the acceptance, that's the key. It's like we need to come to a place where we need to identify, to go through the loss process, to go through the grief process, to go through the anger process, and to meet all these stages in ourselves, in our body, and to get to a place of really embodied acceptance, where it's like, yeah, this is how it is right now. And yeah, I'm angry, or it feels shit. But the minute we start meeting that place, then there comes a neutralization, meaning there is no charge anymore. There is no reaction. Oh, I hate the situation. Which is natural. I'm not judging it. Like, by the way, I'm being a bit theatrical. It's not a judgment. It's just what happens to us. And that's the key. It's to meet these cycles in our body until we get to a neutralization place, and only then only from this place of neutrality, of almost full acceptance, like, okay, we are here now, this is the ground, we are here. It's like a place of full surrender. And then desire arises naturally, not as a reaction to what we don't want, because we are not there yet, we're not there anymore, but as it could be something completely different. And it's not about us not feeling uncomfortable anymore. It's just a pure, like, this is my natural next step. This is my natural next expansion, because the spirit is ever expanding. And this is where I'm going naturally. But we can't really tune into that unless we've neutralized, because otherwise there is a lot of noise. And it's hard to know if it's our ego mind reacting to the situation we don't want, or whether it's our pure connected desire. Does that make sense so far, what I'm explaining? And in some cases, this is it, it could be that for some people it works, like they can react to what they don't want, and they can go from one thing to the other, one boyfriend to the other, and it looks as if it's working for them. But it's not really, because there is a pattern that keeps repeating itself. You can go to the next job that is maybe higher, more high pay, and you may be satisfied for a while, but actually there are repeating. It's a bit like the breath. It's the same thing. We have contractions in the body. So we generally, in our day to day, we don't pay attention to inhale deeply, exhale deeply. So we have our natural contractions, and we keep our breath quite shallow, and we go about our day. And this is so our body remains pretty much in the same pattern, unless we take some time and we do our yoga and we do our meditation and we do our sport and we more consciously engage with the body. Then the body becomes to shift, and maybe patterns begin to kind of shift. And if we do that regularly enough, then maybe in our day to day also we start breathing more deeply than before. So it's the same thing with the manifestation process. It's like I can go from, oh, I don't like the countryside, I'll go to the city. It's a reaction. It's not really, I haven't taken time to connect with this pure desire. Is this really what I want? Or am I just reacting? So then I go to the city and I'm like, oh, but I don't really like it here. So then I want to go back to the countryside. And then I'm in this ping pong, like, it's just an example, but it happens when whether we think it's working or not working, it doesn't matter. If we haven't fully exhaled and let that emptying happen in our body, in our life, that death, that full death, then there is no really a possibility for creating something different. We stay stuck in a pattern. Does that make sense? If anything I say you don't really see, or you have questions, or you can't fully relate, then please feel free to ask. So this is why, for me, generally, I love working with cycles of nature, cycles of in the body, within and without, the stars, the patterns, all this. It's my work. It's how I perceive, because it's a map, not because it's a rule. It doesn't mean that, oh, the Mercury is retrograde, like I've heard some people say, so I'm not going to begin anything new now. No, this is becomes a dogma. No, but it's a cycle. It carries information. And when I know this information, and I also pay attention to what is happening to my energy right now, then it's like a map. Then I can navigate more consciously, and therefore it's more empowering for me rather than, going about life without paying attention to these cycles. Like, for example, now we know that the season is doing this transition. So it is actually in our it's an empowering thing to know this and to take time to see what is naturally dying in us right now. It doesn't mean that, a death could happen in the spring, but by coming to this season, we are being kind of supported by the elements to engage in a process, and it's anyway happening. But by us knowing about it and connecting with it, we are first of all harnessing the energy and making the most of it, and at the same time we feel like we are directing our lives rather than things happening to us. Like the planets, a lot of astrologers or people look at the cards or look at astrology, and they go the opposite way. They go, oh, this is happening, so everything is shit right now. And no, it's not about that. It's about understanding what this cycle is about, and then turning it, like making it like an ally. And this is empowering, but it's not being defined by whatever is happening, as if a victim, as if it's happening to me. So that's why I'm really passionate with knowing about the cycles and relating to the cycles, not as a dogma, but as something that is happening anyway. And by being aware, I can turn it into an empowering process. The key here now, having said all this, is how do we neutralize? How do we get to this place of neutralization? Because, okay, I guess from you being quiet, I assume that you understand what I've shared. And now we want the understanding to be integrated. Like, what does it mean to meet the different stages that are naturally happening in me? That's what's gonna take us to the ritual, because through the ritual that we will do, it will be an embodied process of meeting various elements in ourselves. What I mean by meeting I mean to meet it in the body. We have elements in the body. We have earth, fire, water, air. We are made of these elements and archetypes. And the mother, for example, archetype is associated with the earth element. The warrior archetype is associated with the fire element. The lover archetype is associated with the water element. And then we have the shamana, the witch, the seer, the one who knows, is associated with the air element. And then we have the ether element, the fifth element, which is associated with what we call in one of the maps that I use, it's the whole woman, meaning the one that incorporates all the other elements. This is what we want to be moving towards when we are talking about embodiment. In Chinese medicine, it's like the balance state. And we cannot be there the whole time. but it's the awareness of it. It's meaning that when I start using this map, then I can quickly identify, for example, in myself, that naturally my fire element is weaker than the others. Knowing that consciously, I can understand that I have a difficulty, for example, relating to my anger. In my case, I used to disassociate when I was feeling angry, and I would go to a place of understanding, distorted air, distorted shamana, distorted seer, and not come into relationship with the fact that I am angry. That was creating an imbalance in my system. And when that imbalance is inside me, I meet the respective mirrors in my environment, right? Like, I would often get a lot of people like nagging, attacking, being aggressive. It's a mirror. So everything, that let's say when we are in a process of expansion, which we are all the time, we will naturally, and we can get frustrated. Oh, why I'm doing all these actions, but this is like I'm putting so much hard work, and these are the results, and they are not matching. Some part of us is like it's not matching. Well, what is being mirrored to us is what is happening in our inner landscape. And so that is not so that we can judge ourselves. No, it's so that we can lovingly embrace what is there. It's the opposite. We turn to, because we feel uncomfortable with not getting what we want, and then we go into, oh, but I'm not doing this right, and I should be doing this, and why am I not meeting my anger? No. So it's just knowing about it. Okay, so what do I need to cultivate in myself so that I can be more present for my fire? Because we all have the fire, we all have the warrior in us. So I'm bringing this because it is an essential part of, let's say, what I've been talking about, the acceptance phase, the neutralization phase. We cannot neutralize if we are unable to meet in our body the things that need to be met. And that's a process. How do you feel when I say this?
When you say meeting it in a body, I immediately go, where is it? Where is it? I want to, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I go like scan the inside of my body. Where are you? Where are you? So I have this, I understand, I like, yes, I get it. But when I
Yes,
try to connect in my body, sometimes I just don't find it.
yes, beautiful, beautiful, exactly. So this is why it is actually important to be guided in the embodiment process. One cannot do it alone. There needs to be a guidance. So for example, we, and that's why often it is not okay and rightly we have our protection mechanisms from opening to things that we don't have, like I didn't have when I first started opening to, let's say, my fire, meeting my fire. It was a process of me kind of putting myself in a situation to express that I'm angry. But it took me so much time because I was not even like, I could not access that I was angry. Like if anyone was asking me, I'm like, no, but I'm not angry. But no, but no, but I'm not angry. And so how can someone force me to be angry? But I it was it was where I was, and it was necessary for me to be there because I didn't have what it I didn't have the right, let's say, I needed to create enough support structure in myself. I needed to go and build more, let's say, Mother Earth, so that I could so that I could meet my anger, so that so it was a process of preparation, and that needs to be guided. One cannot do it alone, but there are a lot of people out there that can do that, and it is important. It is important to come into relationship with our elements. We are made of these elements. It is, it's important to be able to be whole. So it's part of our empowerment. It's part of, we are beautiful anyway. We don't need to do anything about it. We are spirit. We are beautiful. We are on a journey. We are heading where we need to be heading. Yet, if we are interested in grounding the beauty and power that we already are into this reality, and to start to feel that actually we are the directors of our life, then that's a necessary process. And it happens when we are ready, when we choose. When we choose, then things align, and the right people appear, and the resources appear, and things happen. But there comes a point when one has to say, okay, I want to experience life, um, not as a victim. This is what's been ingrained in us. Yet, actually, also, it is not that difficult. It is necessary that is guided, but once we have enough connection with, like I was guiding, that we have a sky home, we have an earth home. Once we feel that alignment in the body and we cultivate that more and more and more, is the state of presence, then that's what our system needs to feel sufficiently enough that we have that connection. And then from that place, we can embrace things, we can open things, we can meet the phenomena inside us. Does that make sense? It's the observer. It's like, okay, you're angry. Yes, actually, you're bringing me a gift. You are my power. And then I walk, like, right now I can invite my warrior, and I can start integrating this energy. It's like I'm imagining an Amazonian woman who can kill if she needs, but it's not like I'm going to kill. I'm not going to kill. I'm here, I'm choosing peace. I know who I am. I don't need to kill. But I can use this fire when I need to put a boundary in service of love. I don't need to be aggressive. but I can invite that sense of power. And now I want to actually invite my lover more and soften and become more playful and become more open. And I want to seduce a little bit my lover so we can have fun, so I can be a bit more mysterious and playful with the way I express myself. So I begin to play with these elements. Yeah. But it's coming from, I'm connected to the observer, I'm connected to my spirit. Like, I'm not taken by the drama of the water, or I'm not going out there and getting angry with every fucking body out there that is daring to be rude with me. It's like, you know, and that's the integration. It's like, hang on, I have this. I have my connection to the earth, my connection to the sky. I'm present, and I know this energy in me. I know that I can get really angry. I know that I can kill. Everyone can. Whether you know it or not, you can. It's in our DNA. Our ancestors have done a lot of work killing each other over the centuries. So it's in us. We can kill. Or let's say it's our animal nature, forget about the ancestors. It's in us. So actually, it's not serving us to deny this energy. And it's not serving us to become one with this energy and to go out there attacking people one way or the other. But okay, fine, we do it, and it's a process, and it's fine. And from this observer place, it's like we can accept it, we can allow it, we can forgive ourselves because we didn't have the right education in this way. Society has taught us the opposite, has taught us how to be victim to these phenomena, or to suppress them, to deny them, to rise above. So that's what we are dealing with. At the same time, there is a way out. And we don't need to be endless victims. We are choosing to bridge earth and sky. We are spirit, we are endless power, endless love, and we want to earth it. That's why we are here on earth. We want to bring it to this dimension and express it, and it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a day-to-day process. This takes us to the next part, which is the ceremony, because there we get a chance to embody, to as much as is available today. Okay. So I'm gonna explain the structure a little bit, and then we're gonna break into rooms. I'm gonna guide us into a short meditation where each of you is going to connect with something that, let's say, you either know that you want to let go of something, or you have a desire to manifest something in your life and it's not quite happening. So there is always a piece, if that's the case, that that you need to neutralize something, you need to accept something. So let's say you want to manifest a new boyfriend, right? And it's not happening. Okay, well, let's see what needs to be neutralized. You need to be in a place, you need to come to a place where you accept what is. You don't have a boyfriend. And for that to come to that place is a process. So we want to see um, what is blocking, what stands in the way. So this ceremony is called cutting the ties, and it's we can apply it in various different ways. Traditionally, it's applied for relationships. So when you feel like it's hard to let go of an old relationship, then you do the ceremony. But I feel it's a beautiful ceremony to do with so many different things. Anything that is you are ready to let go. It can be a pattern, it can be an object like an addiction, it can be a person, and it can be, again, identifying, like I said, this example, you want a new boyfriend and it's not happening. So, okay, what is the attachment? What is the need, the charge that that you need to neutralize, and that will be the thing that you are cutting ties from in this ceremony. Does it make sense? Yeah, you have any questions before I describe the process? So I will take us into a meditation so we can connect with what each of you wants to cut ties with or let go. Um, and then once you have it, we we will there are 5 stages. So first, on a piece of paper, you're going to write all the things that you love about this person, this attachment to the pattern or the object. Like what is your yes? What is it that you love? It's like I I want to get a six pack, but I love eating fatty things. You know, I want to cut ties with this thing, but I want to write what I love about desserts and nice cheese and ice cream. And I want to allow myself to write all the things, to be able to eat whenever I want, and the kind of soothing that it offers me. And it's really serving a part of me. When I am emotionally unstable, I can go and eat a bar of chocolate and it feels so good. So it's like I want to write about this. I want to write what is good about it, and very specifically, like the soothing that I get, like the sweetness, how amazing it is. So I want to write like the person, I fine, I want to cut ties with a nasty relationship, but there were good things I was getting from it. That's why I was there. Like I had someone to hug me, or you know someone to give me food and stroke my hair. I don't know what was happening, but there were good things about it. So this is the yes. And then we want to write the no, like what doesn't work. Oh, I eat these things and then my stomach hurts and then I can't sleep at night and I wake up in the middle of the night and the next day I feel shit. And then I get all this fat around my belly and I hate it. So it's like, what is no? The no. What is this person is like no, it was shit. He was rude. He was betraying me. He was lying to me. Whatever. Like, write the no. And then once that is written, we want to write about our vision. So we want to write about what we want actually. It's not about the yes, it's not about the no. We've written all this, and now we want to see what is our vision? What do we want? What do we see for ourselves? What kind of reality around this do we want to create? Does it make sense so far? So once I will guide you to the meditation and we will confirm that you each know what you want to cut ties with, you will go, you will write these things, the yes, the no, and the vision in 3 pieces of paper. Once we have this, we're going to go into the breakout rooms, and there, Aladina and I will guide the rest of the process. It will involve putting the 4 candles, if you have them, on the floor, and then a 5th one. So first, you're gonna go into the yes position, and there you allow yourself with your whole body, with your full expression, to express what you love about this pattern, what you love about this person, what you love about this situation. And just allow yourself to fully, fully, fully feel it. Like, the hugs that I get at night, and I can lay my head and really enjoy the touch and the fact that I have someone with me and my bed is warm, you know. Um, and then from there you go, that's the no. It's like, and there it's good if you can allow yourself to feel angry. Like, what is not working? I hate this bastard lied to me, or this chocolate, I eat it, and then 2 days later I have a big belly, and I hate it. I hate looking in the mirror. It's shit, and my clothes don't fit, and I'm tired of this fucking pattern. I don't want to eat it anymore. It makes my stomach feel bad, and I go to bed, and then I wake up in the middle of the night because I get the sugar rushes and I can't sleep, and it's ruining my life, whatever. And then that's your choice. That your choice is to cut the ties. But there you feel it. You do it like with feeling. You find your own way to cut this thread. You cut it. This is a ceremony, it's energy, it matters. I know it may, for the mind, it's like theater, but no, this is energy work and it matters. So you cut the ties. No more. This is my choice. I'm cutting ties with this pattern. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's a process. And here you're marking your will for a new future, for what you want to manifest. So you cut the ties. That's your choice. And then you go, this is the purging. It means you allow your body, after you've done all that, to clear what is there. Maybe there is some grief. Maybe there is some anger. Maybe there is energetic things that you feel like, whatever comes through your body, you allow it. You allow it. And then when you feel this empty place, that's the neutralization place. And you step into, and that's your vision. And from there, you express what you want to create. And Then after that, you're gonna walk out of the room or the space where you're in, like a few meters, or even if you have a door, it's better to open and close the door. Take a few steps, acknowledge the new vision, what you're birthing, what you're inviting in your life, and then you come back, take 5 minutes, and you come back into the room, and we'll be here to welcome you. Any questions?
Yes, I find difficult to find something as I'm trying to let go of an illness, and I really at the moment don't see anything that I really want from that.
Okay, this is a bit trickier, yet there is always something deeper that is being met by the illness. The body is intelligent and it's not doing anything against you. And it's like there is a pattern that is not serving you, and the body is somehow protecting you from that. It's a very difficult thing to perceive, but if you I'm gonna guide us through the meditation now, and maybe it will appear, because actually maybe it's not the illness but it's the pattern that you need to cut ties with, like let's say a pattern of overgiving. It could
Thing
be.
is, I've been trying to figure out for a really long time what is the pattern behind it. What is it that my body needs when it goes through that? Like what is it serving? And I have like a couple of theories, but I don't know like the truth of it. I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, so you will feel it when you have the truth, but it's not so much what your body needs, it's more about what is it protecting you from. Do you have a tendency to go into overdrive or overgiving or leaving yourself in order to da 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 da, like,
Yes.
yes, so when the migraine comes, I'm assuming that everything stops. You can't,
Yes, everything.
you're debilitated.
Completely, yes, for 3 days.
Yes, exactly. So if I were you, and check with your own energy if that resonates, maybe the cutting the ties would be with this tendency to control an outcome, or to, whatever betrayal is happening, um, meaning you're kind of, let's say, for betraying your own energy, your own needs, your own, in order to, I don't know, to be um, delivering the results for your work, or to whatever it is that we could explore more one to one, but what I'm sure you will receive something, so that I would cut ties with this pattern, and then you can identify why you do this. Yeah, the yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, so try that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna give 5 minutes to give a recap. We explained a little bit about the natural cycles within and without, the seasons, etc. And we associated that with the cycle of death, rebirth, and also the manifestation process, meaning that often we can't fully freely manifest our desire because we are caught up in a cycle of trying to manifest from a place of we don't want what we already have. So it's a reaction. It's like, I don't want what I'm experiencing at work, so now I'm gonna try to find another job or change this or do this, or just manifesting from a place of not wanting. Um, and how important is to neutralize that, that to allow for a full death to happen, meaning to come to a place of accepting what is by meeting what is there to be met in our bodies around the discomfort that we have, and how everything is a process. And this is where I explained coming into relationship with our body, with the phenomena that is there, to start identifying what actually exists in relationship to an unwanted pattern, relationship, situation in our lives. So once we neutralize that, once we understand what it takes to meet the things around this unwanted thing, then we come to a place of neutrality, and then from there desire can arise, not as a result of what we don't want, but as a pure desire in relationship to what we want to manifest, that is in alignment with our spirit, with who we are. And now we're gonna go into a what you are familiar with, the cutting the ties ceremony. So each person is gonna identify what pattern, object, relationship, what is the thing that they're cutting ties with, in order to come to this neutralization place, which is the purging. After the purging in the cutting the ties ceremony, we reach this neutrality, and then we can fully step into our vision for the future. So are we ready? Okay, so let's close our eyes and connect with the natural flow of our breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And as we inhale, allowing the possibility of expansion to take place naturally in the body, enjoying how the in-breath is saying hello to the various places in the body, to the various organs. And as we exhale, fully, fully, fully allowing ourselves to empty. And as we empty, maybe we feel our front line sinking in and the belly button wanting to naturally sink in towards the spine. And we will feel the earth underneath us pulling us down, enjoying that surrender to the gravity, feeling our rootedness, our structure naturally extending downwards from the waist down, feeling the pull of the earth, imagining maybe roots growing inside the soil and reaching all the way down, down, down to the center of the earth. opening to the sense of belonging, like the trees have this inherent sense of belonging. And then from the top of our head, like a thread pulling us upwards, we're gonna allow our energy to extend like a ray all the way up to the sky, up to the cosmos, beyond the stratosphere. Keep going up and up and up and up until you feel like you're connecting with your sky home, which doesn't feel like an earth home. It's an ethereal home, it's our healing place. So receive with each and every cell of your body from that connection with your healing place, the healing that is available for you right now. And keep coming back to your breath, entering and leaving the body, fully enjoying the inhalation and fully enjoying the emptiness and the surrender that comes with the exhalation. And from here, since we are all women, I will invite you to connect with your womb space and to allow your womb space to present to you the thing, person, situation, pattern that you want to cut ties with today. And when you feel you've got it, just gently open your eyes. How was that? If you like one or two words. What are you left with?
Also, for me, it feels like it needs time to be processed. I feel that it went very deep and it needs time and silence somehow.
Beautiful. Yes, thank you. Beautiful. Anyone else? Was it new? Did you get a sense of like, does it make sense in the experience that you had with what we explored in this session? Maybe something that you're keeping, something you realized?
It made me feel ready to open and express my feelings. And after that, I feel relaxed and like open, cool.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. So this is, Joanna, you're speaking to what we've talked about in the meeting of the phenomena that is there. When you meet, then there is an emptiness, and then from there is a to move forward.
I just feel a sense of being confused, like perplexed. What did just happen? Like as if I couldn't like put the
Uh,
pieces together. Something just rewired, and I'm like, what? What happened? What did we
okay,
do?
beautiful.
Mm.
That's great. Okay, great. So, yeah, thank you so much, really, for being part of this experience. I feel nourished by your presence and, yeah, just your openness as well, being receptive and brave. And it's very nourishing for me to share this space. I will write the steps to you now that you've done it one time. It's always good to have a witness, but you can repeat it. I offer a year-long journey that is getting us more familiar with the cycles, with the elements, with how we relate to that. I will also send you information about that, and you can check and see if that's a journey that you want to take with me. Let's keep going. Thank you for being here today.